drop, and you're going to hit him right here. That's your first takedown. Okay, slow motion. 1, 2, 1, drop, step, chop. Hand's going to come, and your bicep's going to hit, and your shoulder's going to hit the chest, your bicep hits the neck. Boom. Why?
Because I can't talk really good now. But I'm right here. Any kind of time where I'm mean, maybe I switch like this, and I go like this. He's naturally going to block. It is, even though we show amateur guys, can't lean the head, but it's a reflex for lift. So it's like a skip. Okay. Right, so lift. Okay. Surprise, get you.
Oh yeah, that's fun coming up.
Surprise is the #1 knockout. That's why sucker punches are good.
Now, the second thing here, a lot of people don't do in triangle is the climb. What I'm going to show you here. When I get here, I do this. I climb. To a point, I'm high enough. Now, the second thing I do is they close the gap between the shoulder and the head. I'm not using my hand. Now here, when I put the foot on the hip, my leg is going to hook his neck. You see? When I do that, the next thing I do, I push his shoulder out. You see here, I don't have his shoulder. Now look how easy I lock the triangle. It's so tight, I can go for armbar and I can finish the triangle easy. The problem with triangle, a lot of people do this. Here, the shoulder in. You know what I mean? You can lock the triangle because my leg's short, but look what I do different. I push the shoulder out. Now look what I have here, just the head and the neck is so tight, I not even use my hands and hit that.
The secret that a lot of people don't really understand or recognize about being on top control, and a lot of people are taught is chest to chest, right? Gotta be chest to chest, right? I don't like chest to chest. I don't like chest to chest because when you're chest to chest here, it allows his shoulder to still turn up and then his hips to move away. So I don't go chest to chest. I put my chest over the far side shoulder, which makes me much heavier. See? Like, this is chest to chest, correct? Go ahead, switch your hip. Even if I'm holding snug, go ahead. See how I can do that? See how I can turn? Now come back. Now watch this adjustment. Do the same thing, please. Big difference, right? Yeah. It's a big difference. Okay. So here's what I do. Hug the neck. Nice and snug. I like to base my arm here. And obviously if I do this, swim under, please. So that's not good. So it's got to be at an angle where it's swim under, please. Or it doesn't allow. Now, I adjust my chest high. Look, I cup under the armpit. And I adjust my chest very heavy, which allows this foot to easily get to here. If I'm too far down, this is hard. Make sense? But if I do this, now it's easy. Okay. Another thing is if this knee is up, put this knee up. No, like relative to the angle, like this. Not like this, but like this. Like if he's here, you know, very calm. See how high that is? So what I do is I circle him, and I drop it. Pretty simple, right? And from here, it's the chest that does all the work. Basic. I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel. But like I said, the big thing is keeping the guy under control. And the #1 thing is not to be chest to chest. It's to be centered your chest over this ball. It's a big difference between here. Go ahead, scoot your hip. Like, see, come back, do that one more time, and do it here. Do the same thing. It's a lot tougher, right? I didn't even do anything. I just moved my chest from here to here. It makes you heavy here, makes you light down here, which makes it easier for you to put the instep in. Now, check it out. If I'm on the chest, you're going to turn your shoulder up and scoot your hips away. Turn your shoulder up. That's it. No good. Now watch. Do the same thing. Do you see the principle? So I'm not focused on being here because the problem is over there.
Our body naturally wants to move in a circular motion. In our minds, we think we're generating power here, okay? So instead of bringing the power from a windmill, bring it like a piston, straight out. The power is going to come from the form, okay? As opposed to leaning into it here. Just let it come straight out. It comes right back, and you're right back in form. You can actually defend yourself better because you stay here longer. When you start coming out here, you come out of the stance a lot more than you would if you just fired your shots and came back home.
That's good stuff. I love this. It took about, well, when I fought Nicolas, I was teaching at the academy, so he and Chad were my kickboxing instructors, and these are all part of the drills that we used to do. But a lot of the fighters never did the refining drills of the kick, so these little exercises with the figure eights and the side to sides and the circles are refining drills. They sharpen your legs up so you're very accurate. So they develop your hip flexors, your obliques, your glutes, and your back muscles, your lower back, and also your lat. So a lot of guys don't practice it, but that's a fundamental. So a lot of guys try to do these Savate kicks without doing these warm-up or these exercises to actually develop the control of their legs, and they end up having like a sloppy kick. So sometimes people look at it and they go, that looks horrible. But once you get these down, then it becomes very beautiful and precise. Nicolas' kicks are like, he's like a surgeon with his feet. That's what I'd say. He's like a surgeon with his feet.
Well, the leg in Savate, it's always going to be bent, and then there's an extension at the end, okay? So loose, 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 bring the core of your body first, hip, knee, and then the leg is going to extend at the end, okay? Sure. So that's where the whipping motion comes from. Footing. That's what footing is, whipping. So body turns, brings the hip, brings the knee, and then follow. Right. So the looser you are, the better. And that's where flexibility is important, because it helps you to turn your hips over without too much effort.
Got it?
Yes, good.
Let's go back and forth with this one.
The hit changes a lot, all right? A lot of things. In wrestling too, look at the difference in just a rule structure, how it will change stuff, okay? In the UFC and pretty much generally right now, if someone shoots on me and sprawls, he can kind of stay turtled up right here. You might be able to hit him a little bit, all right? But now, take that back to pride, and now I can lift my knee and drop it right on the back of his head, the side of his head. I can come up, step up, punt him in the face. I can do everything, stomp on him. Man, you did not want to shoot and be stuck underneath there, all right? Because you got killed under there, right? That little rule change, was a big difference, all right? If you take that out and guys can shoot in on the legs a little bit more and get stuck under there, and cover, because you can't hit to the back of the head. Obviously you wouldn't want to bet on that, but, you can't hit to the back of the head of the rules, all right? So you can be a little safer in there, right? And you see a lot of guys in the fights now, and they get in that 4-quarter position, and they're there for a little bit because they're covering up all the stuff, and they're moving around, and they're kind of peeking.